halfway point after tonight, but where do you feel, or how do you feel about where you guys stand going to the break? And is it about where you wanted to be? What are your sense of things? And
I hadn't thought of a number, to be honest with you. Probably way back when, we might have said 30, or in that area was a good number. I mean, that's one of the things you always. I mean, if you're a decent team, you want to be at 30 before the All-Star break. But I just think we've been a little uneven, so I think it's a hard answer. I think in some areas, right now, I think we're better, further along defensively than we are offensively. The thing we talked about this morning, you weren't there this morning, were you?
no.
The thing we talked about this morning was the inconsistency when we losing by 20 or 25. I mean, it's too many big losses has been disappointing for us. Having said that, if you said in the beginning of the year, you're going to win at Oklahoma, you'll win at New York, you'll win at Indiana, somewhere else we won, it was a pretty tough place to win. I would have said, that's pretty strong to be able to do that. So we're just, I think we're a little hard to figure at this point. I don't think we've settled into what we are, and we may not. Maybe this is what we are, but I would like us to be more consistent, and the biggest way to see that to me would be to have less blowout losses, and even if it meant less, we had some a run of pretty good wins too. But I think we've been a decent road team, not great, but we've been a decent road team. We've had nights where probably the other biggest thing that we've really struggled with is, unfortunately, what we're playing tonight, the up and down teams. The really quick teams and the up and down teams have been a problem for us. That may just, every year, every team, there's teams you match up well with, there's teams you don't. Sometimes you understand it, sometimes it makes no sense to you whatsoever. But for us, it seems that there's a pattern to that, so we got to deal with that better than we have. But we just have, I don't think we've established, nobody exactly, but what we are right now. I think it remains to be seen what we're going to do in the last 30 games. Whereas I think, if you talk about Oklahoma City or Miami, or I think they would say no. They would say the same thing. Look, it's night to night with all of us. But I think there's more. They've done it. They've done it with a particular roster for a couple of years. That's the other thing. This is a new roster, and I think anytime you have a new roster, you're going to have what we're having right now. If you've got a team together for a while, in San Antonio with the guys that are out, but I mean the feeling is when they get Timmy and Tony and hopefully Manu playing, there's a reasonable expectation. You can predict what they're going to do. In Miami, I think that's the case. In Oklahoma, that's the case. And a couple of the other teams, but particularly for the teams that have added significant pieces to the rotation, you just, what are the Lakers going to be like the next 30 games? I mean, who knows? And they have good players, and they have a good coach. But, they're still a work in progress, and we're a work in progress for sure.